So shortly, Boris will be out of the trade wind sailing conditions with the easterly wind, and he'll be start getting lifted in towards the center of this high pressure, the Azores high. So what's going to happen is the wind's going to rotate round the southwestern edge of the high pressure, and so Boris will get lifted up. He'll have to go into downwind sailing mode, so probably the C3. He's currently on the code 0, and then he'll have to find out a way to jibe up towards the north. But what's interesting to determine the wind north of this high pressure is the movement of this low over in the Western Atlantic. So what's rather than typically kind of moving up towards Ireland and Scotland, what's going to happen is this low pressure is going to start interacting with another low that's developing off the coast of America, and they're going to start circulating each other a bit like this, and effectively the warm air that's being driven across and underneath the low on the back of the cold front is going to generate a bit of a wind zone for Boris to aim towards. So if we skip forward to Friday at midnight or Saturday morning, you can see how the two lows have kind of interacted with each other. This low's gone up here, and now you've got the formation of this low down over here, and you can see that there's this kind of front marked which is kind of an extension from this low pressure. It's kind of a different air mass, and that's generating a quite nice breeze to the northern side of the high pressure that Boris and the rest of the fleet can kind of work their way down in, and they'll probably have to make a few jibes just to find the best breeze and playing with the different angles. So it's a bit of a tricky situation, and you can see as well that the high pressure behind Boris starts to extend quite a light wind area, so potentially the boat's behind, and even Boris might struggle to get through these lighter winds, but we'll have an answer on that in the next 24 hours or so. If we skip forward to Monday at midnight, we can see that Boris will be somewhere around the Azores, the islands over here, and you can see how these two low systems have kind of finished interacting and start making their way over towards the east. You can see the system's really developed now. It's a huge system moving across, and basically Boris's goal will be to try and pick up the wind generated by it. Obviously, when the wind's blowing from the south, he'll want to be on starboard jibe, heading towards the finish, and when the wind is blowing from the more from the west, he'll be wanting to head further north. So it will basically be playing the shifts and making their way north. But as you can see, it's quite windy as well. So we need to consider the sea state quite a lot. You can see that at the same time on Monday, you've got this sort of 5 or 6 meter swell moving in across from Boris, and so I'll have to consider how that might impact his speeds and how much he wants to be sailing in these wavy conditions. So quite tricky going towards the finish still, and it will be it was far from just a straight line to the finish. There'll be lots of maneuvers to be done, and considering the best route towards the finish.